All right, what is going on, guys? It has been a hot minute. We're officially a little over 8, maybe even 9 weeks out from the show. Nerves have definitely been setting in. I would say the past couple weeks, just, I don't know, been in my head about the whole thing, whether or not I feel that I'm going to be ready by then. Because even though, like, think about it, like, okay, it's still a little over 8 weeks away, or maybe even 9. And, like, okay, that's a decent amount of time. That's, a little over 2 months. But that time goes by so damn quick. And I just, can't help but think, I don't know that I'll be ready by then. My weight has been like, the past few weeks has been like a constant battle, fluctuating up and down, make minor adjustments on things, and it changed a little bit. But for the most part, it has kind of roughly stayed the same. Now, that's not to say that my overall condition hasn't changed, because it definitely has. I am, you know, getting leaner and leaner week over week. It's just that the scale isn't changing that much, which is like a little bit discouraging. And I guess like what has me the most concerned about whether or not I will be ready in time come show day. But I don't know. And the other thing is I've got like this set weight in my mind of where I think I need to be as far like as terms of like what leanness I need to be at for the show. And I think like that's the other part that's just throwing me off, because I still feel like I'm quite a ways away from that goal that's in my mind. And, I'm worried on whether or not I'm going to hit it. At the end of the day, as long as my conditioning is, getting better week over week, then that's like really what I need to be concerned about. But I for some reason, I just can't get over that fact, because I've got that set target weight in my mind of like where I need to be at. So that's what's going on with that. This morning, I'm going to take you guys through full day. Just haven't been feeling it. Like obviously last week, because I didn't film, film any of my workouts last week. So, and then this week I wasn't really feeling it either. But today, not feeling too bad. So take you guys through full day. That was a pretty good set. I'm only doing 2 sets of these. I've already warmed up, did like a couple, just like hanging, get some stretch in the lats, a couple like really quick light sets of lat pullovers, because on the pullover machine they've got, and then 2 warm-ups on this. Really light, nothing too crazy. Just really make sure that, my lats are nice and loose, my back's nice and loose, warmed up, getting some blood flow into those areas. So one more set on these, really looking to target somewhere around 10 to 12 reps. And then something I've been doing different the past few weeks is like forcing, not quite doing forced reps, but almost like paused reps. So if I fail on any given set before what my target number of reps is. Then taking like a 10-15 second break, cranking out another few reps. Been doing that the past few weeks, and feel like even that has made some small changes. So this movement, I need to be a little bit more conscious of my weight selection. I'm not going too heavy, but heavy enough to where I can slowly control reps. So just gonna throw a little bit on here, see where that goes. Same thing. Looking for, actually no, not same thing. These will probably be looking for more of like the 8 to 10 reps. Slow and controlled. There we go. Feel like roughly 10 reps, and then some like kind of forced partials, about 5 of those at the very end. Really burn things out. 2 sets of these. Second set, I'll probably switch up the variation and use these handles just to target back slightly differently. Next up, going into some hammer curls. 3 sets of these, probably about the same, like 8 to 10, maybe even 12 reps. And I've been slowly over the past few weeks working my way back up in weight, especially since I've started incorporating these, paused reps or whatever at the end. So that's been good as far as like basically taking the muscles to like absolute failure. Some of the sets to absolute failure, because I get that like brief rest, and then I'm able to pump out another few reps before I've got like absolutely nothing left. So that's been really good in terms of that. And I think that's another part of the reason why I've seen noticed some better results in the past few weeks. Something else I started doing differently on these is, instead of doing both arms together, doing them single arm instead, to give a little bit more isolation per bicep. And then also, I guess, like a little bit more time under tension, kind of not really holding that weight down there in the stretch position for those extra seconds in between reps. And next up is going to be a seated row variation. I've done a few different variations of these probably since I started filming these videos. Actually, so you guys have probably seen it by now, a few different variations. Well, got another one yet again, which don't know if I'll be able to show, but it's these straps here. I find it's a little bit more comfortable than because I was using this like fixed bar that came up, it's like a 90-degree bend, slightly wider than like a traditional V-bar or like close grip cable row, and it was just slightly wider to, I guess, get like a little bit more back and like lat activation, like lower lat activation. At least that's what I felt. And what was it, I think it might have been last week or this past weekend, I decided to give these straps a try, and I noticed they were much more comfortable on my hands, and because they've got, different holes and at different lengths, so you can really kind of optimize it for where or how wide you want it. If you want it to come all the way out here, it'll come all the way out here. If you want to go in a little bit closer, then you're a bit more limited as far as width. So been liking this thing. Let's go ahead, get into this first set of 2. Probably looking for 10 to 12 on these. I think I had these on. Oh, yeah, there we go. definitely makes it a little bit more difficult trying to control with the straps, but it's much more comfortable on my hands. The other thing that might be like a slight inconvenience is the fact that it comes out so much further, so I have to sit back a little bit further to be able to get a deep enough stretch. Last up, gonna be some dumbbell curls. These are gonna be very similar to the hammers, where I've started doing these kind of like isolated per bicep, so one at a time. Really trying to focus. Well, yeah, try and focus on controlling the reps, keeping more time under tension, which I definitely notice a bit more on these. And it depends on whether or not, so in that stretch position, if I've got my arm or my hand in a neutral position, where I've got it in a, palms up position, that makes a tremendous difference from rep to rep as far as feeling fatigued towards the end of the set. Probably gonna be the same, again, like the hammers, somewhere between like 8 and 10, 8 and 12. Got 2 more sets left of those, then I'll hit some abs, and then I'll check in with you guys after I get done with all of that. Check out the pump, do a little bit of posing, and then wrap things up before I hit some cardio.